Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be going over Bret Weinstein's 8 pillars to unify the country. As always, we like to keep things a discussion around here, so if you believe there's something he missed or there's something that you want to add, go ahead and throw that down in the comments below.
First of our pillars, war is always the last resort. Second is that we have to recodify informed consent. So the medical freedom movement is part and parcel of what we are. And I know that that's an issue that is profoundly important. I'm concerned that the medical freedom movement was taking shape, and then events happened that caused it to get swamped. The fact that the Trump campaign was uninterested in talking about the problems of Project Warp Speed dropped that issue to a low priority, and we are going to reprioritize it. The third of our pillars is that we have to repel censorship, propaganda, and information control. We have a right to have a public square, to have a discussion. You have a right to be incorrect. Hopefully you're honorable about it and you discover you're incorrect and you fix your error, but we have to be able to talk freely. There's nobody who knows what the facts are so that they can tell us, which things we're allowed to talk about any more than there's somebody in a position to tell us which speech is tolerable, right? This is sacrosanct.
Just look at Snopes and other fact-checking sites. The majority of the time, yes, they are correct, but there are cases where they're either lying, not including all the information, or they're just not addressing the question at all.
We have to have an end to censorship. The fourth pillar is that we have to return to a modality of truth-seeking. You can't have a system of universities or institutes or arms of the government that believe they have the right to lie to us for our own good. That leads to a very dark place. And so we have to replace that paternalistic, anti-truth bent with a return to open truth-seeking.
I do think that we have to have some secrets, particularly in the military. We do have enemies out there, and we can't have all information public so that our enemies can use that to their advantage. However, I believe what Bret is talking about is stuff like the noble lie of masks not working because they wanted doctors to be able to get all the masks before the citizens. That I 100% agree with. That is not okay. We should not be lying, especially when it's so easily fact-checked.
So that's the fourth one. Fifth one is an end to lawfare. We've seen the radical abuse of the courts. Much of it amounts to election interference, so it is breaking down another one of the fundamental elements of a democratic society. It is making it impossible to elect the people we would choose to elect. We're being steered in a way that is intolerable. And I would say the second component of our focus on lawfare is that we have to have elections that we can trust. Free and fair elections are obviously central to a democratic republic, and so that has to be enshrined in a way, in my personal opinion, this is not the opinion of the organizers of the event necessarily, but in my personal opinion, this is a place where the states all coming up with their own mechanisms for voting is a problem. And I think actually we have to have a national conversation about how to hold elections that are transparent and verifiable. That seems like a minimum requirement. I think I'm on the...
That was 6.
That was 6. So the seventh pillar is financial freedom. So this is essentially about the danger of a central bank digital currency, that we need to we retain the capacity to be autonomous, and we can't have tyranny inflicted on us through some sort of a social credit system that would be mediated through a central bank digital currency. Border policy. We need a rational border policy. Obviously, open borders don't make any sense. Immigration is something that we need to decide what the right level is. We need to decide how to bring in people who actually want to be Americans, and only at the rate that the civilization in question can absorb them and they can be part of this great experiment.
Last week, I uploaded a video on migrant hotels. So if you're interested more in the topic of immigration, I'd go ahead and check that out, and I'll put a link right up there.
Where is it? Development. Right, of course. The sovereignty of the family. We can't have a civilization in which the government is telling you that because your child said something that they think means that they are genderqueer, that they are, that they need to have medications and surgeries inflicted on them, and that it's not your right as a parent to say no. So those are the 8 pillars. I think if people think about those 8 pillars and realize actually there's nothing to disagree with there, that reasonable people would all agree to these things because they're not in any way radical, and that a unity movement built around these things is exactly where they want to be in an era where there's so much insanity being presented to us as the only way forward.
Like I said, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on these 8 pillars. If you like these videos, please go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.